even our most avid coin collectors are buying gold and silver. If there's substantial barter, the price of silver and gold would be going up rapidly.
Wow, what a call.
Did you know that SD Bullion is giving away a monster box of 2023 Silver Eagles? Sign up today at sdbullion.com/sweepstakes.
Well, yeah, junk silver is it's already recognized as currency, so yes, it's going to be easy to barter with. And let's say the price of the posted price of silver is $20. Then automatically you know a dime is worth $2 and a half is worth $10 and the quarters are $5. That is, that will hold true, although math is going to be a lot more difficult than that because it'll probably be, $23.75 or something like that. So we're going to have to carry our phones with a calculator. And then when you have it and it becomes a barter situation, the posted price on the COMEX is probably going to be key. So if you have a barter situation that explodes all of a sudden, you may not be bartering at a price lower than you pay for it, but I think that everything will happen at the same time. If if everything goes to barter, or if there's substantial barter, or a lot of enclaves around the country where barter is being used, the price of silver and gold would be going up rapidly. Yeah, and I think most people think that silver is really a good buying opportunity now because it hasn't really gone anywhere. And, just think about the amount of constitutional silver that's actually out there. They haven't made any since 1964. And if everybody is hoarding it, pretty soon the prices will be going up dramatically because it just is so much to go around. And you want to make sure you have enough of barter, but you still have plenty of time to be buying that. And how much you want to put in a protected space, and that's where you put the gold. If you're spending $10,000. What's the timing? Are you going to be spending another $5,000 later on or another $10,000? Because then you have to worry less about the gold and more about the silver. You want to assemble the barter so that you're comfortable with that amount, and then as you get more money available, put it into gold. And when I say that, most people say 70-30 or 80-20 or something like that. That's just what I've seen happen when people realize how heavy and bulky the silver actually is. And, I've had people order 6 monster boxes, and when they got their delivery, they go, wow, where are we going to put this? When we escape across the border into Canada, what do we do with this? They'll take it at the border. Yeah. People know that the sovereign coins are probably the most liquid. And this country, obviously, the American Eagle is probably the most liquid. Maple Leafs are pretty liquid. All the bars are liquid because they're made by private companies, and they're made pretty close to the spot price or closer than the sovereign coins. We have a lot of people who buy primarily 10-ounce bars. And their thinking is that, when things get difficult, we'll just convert it to smaller pieces. And, that's assuming that the price of silver doesn't go up dramatically at the same time. So, is a 10-ounce bar going to be worth too much money if silver goes up to $35 or $40? Well, that's a consideration. But I've had many people buy nothing but 100-ounce bars, and, they've been doing this over the years. And the last 2 years they've been coming in and converting a 100-ounce bar to 10-ounce bars. And then in one case, I have the same person come in and convert his 10-ounce bars to 1-ounce bars. But that's a matter of preference. And if you're a good stock picker and your timing is excellent, you'll be able to figure that out before the rest of us. I like the Canadian mint bars. Problem is they're not making many. And so when people like their 10-ounce bars, you may have trouble finding those. The 100-ounce bars, they're making in pretty good quantity. So a lot of the 100-ounce bars we see are Canadian. In addition to Johnson Matthey and Engelhard and now Asahi, we're seeing probably just as many Canadian mint 100-ounce bars, but not on anything. It's the 10-ounce bars. It's rare that we get the 10-ounce Canadian bars. And plus, the prices have a tendency to be a little higher for the Canadian mint 10-ounce bars. We really have a lot of choices, and it's not time to panic yet. You can actually plan out your future right now, because the metals are, both silver and gold, are pretty reasonable. Every time you use a credit card, it puts you on at least 2 computers, 2 government computers. If you send a wire transfer, now you're on 3 government computers. All your information has to be available to the IRS, Homeland Security, FBI, if you're shopping online, period. As part of my anti-money laundering plan, I won't take credit cards on gold, okay? And if I take debit cards, it has to be face-to-face. You got to be here in the store. So how do people order? Well, if you want to stay off a computer, write us a personal check. And technically, you're doing business with the store, so you don't have to pay any sales tax. And you always have that check as your canceled check as a backup that you bought something in a no sales tax state. That's key. I mean, that is the one thing that's probably holding back a complete conversion to a digital currency. Is there are too many faults and too much opportunity for fraud. Well, we did have a website built. It's not up and operating because as soon as I sell one thing off that website, now I'm obligated to collect sales tax for 43 states.
There you go.
So you're talking to the website right here. Very good. And you are in the beautiful state of California. Beautiful, but kind of a tough way to live. Anytime. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Wow, what a call. You get those all the time, don't you?
All the time, yeah.
And you covered a lot of Yankee stacking strategy topics there, like the liquidity of sovereign gold and silver coins. You talked about the challenge of portability with silver, especially the need to have a dense stack, and also the barter-ability of silver. I mean, you covered a lot of topics there.
Well, it was a setup. I had this guy call me just for that. So you had something to refer.
No, it was a really good conversation you had. You do take a lot of time with people. That is rare nowadays, Tim. Most people just want to see, buy something and that's it, get out of my face. But you really are patient with people.
Well,
that's awesome.
As I say many times, I was on the other side of the counter for a lot longer than this side. So
it's beautiful. This guy wants to buy some barterable silver, right?
Yeah, I was going to grab 2 rolls of constitutional dimes, please.
2 rolls of dimes.
Now, do you have like a barter box or some sort of guardhouse box for these dimes?
Yeah, I got the big green cardboard guardhouse box. Yeah, slowly working on filling it up. So, yeah.
Good for you.
Wow. Getting there. Take a little while, but I'll get there eventually.
Well, good luck. Take
Awesome.
care.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Have a good one, Tim.
Look at this. Wow. Did you see your dad was a coin collector?
Yes.
Man, that is interesting. Now, is coin collecting a dying thing, Tim?
It's not dying. It's just that even our most avid coin collectors are buying gold and silver. So they're
So
taking
it's
a
a
break
shift
from
away
coins.
from the numismatic more towards the gold and silver.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you're better off selling this stuff on eBay. Used to be that we would buy this stuff if it was silver, there's no problem.
But they're 73s. That's the problem.
But yeah, they're all nickel dollars, and even the banks in Canada won't take the nickel dollars. They're not even worth $1. And don't ask me why it is, because I've asked them many times. They say we just don't take the nickel dollars. Now that would be considered anti-constitutional here. Because every
Got
coin
it.
they ever made has to be honored, right?
Yeah,
That's right.
exactly.
So all that stuff is non-silver. This is silver. I mean, there's really no reason to go to a coin store with stuff that isn't silver or gold, because we'd have the only market we would have is eBay, and I haven't sold anything on eBay in years. Not that we're advertising for eBay.
Tim's pulled out the World Book of Coins on this one right here. This Jamaican proof set from the Franklin Mint.
That one's sterling. That one's 500. This has the same amount of silver as a Morgan or Peace dollar, but the half dollar is copper nickel.
Oh, Mount Rushmore. That looks cool.
This one is an old 8 real.
So I wanted to get back to the IRS with you, Tim.
Yeah.
Just read that the IRS is going after 75 so-called large businesses, and I think 1,600 millionaires, not billionaires, millionaires, with AI-enabled audits. When is AI going to be targeting you and other small and mid-sized businesses? When are they going to be targeting us? When we turn AI loose at the IRS and let this thing decide who is going to get audited.
I have a particular problem, because if you run a small business and you see this is just 1 month of receipts. Okay, what I have to do is I have to find out what I paid for every one of those items, and that's an inventory removal. Every time I buy something, I've got to put it in inventory. I'm already here till at least 3 in the morning every night, just taking care of the business. Now, if the taxpayers would say, no, we want you to buy gold, period, and none of this, climate change nonsense, which is just feeding money to people. It's not producing anything. And, I'd love to recruit all these kids who are climate activists, or going around gluing themselves to rare paintings, or gluing their shoes to the floor in the grandstand at the U.S. Open, or blocking highways. I'd like to get them all together and say, here, do something that will work, that is actually reducing pollution, saving the environment. Okay, number one, we're going to get some science. Okay, you need to learn the science of everything that's going on. Now, don't get too hopeful about changing the climate, because the climate it's a universal thing, as in the universe. Sunspots have a piece of changing the climate.
A huge
and,
piece.
The rotation of the Earth has something to do with climate. Tides, weather events, everything can maybe contribute to climate change. But man,
But you're absolutely right.
man can control pollution. Man can try to save the environment. And there are lots of things we can do, but man cannot control the climate. The climate is it's a system all unto itself. And if I could believe my next door neighbor when I was growing up, there were more hurricanes in 1936. There were more hurricanes and cold weather events in 1938. And he told me about, and he showed me pictures of this, by the way, in 1938, when the Long Island Sound almost froze over. And they had to get horse and carriage to go on the ice out to the middle of Long Island Sound to get coal so they wouldn't freeze to death in the wintertime. Now, that's a matter of fact. That was 1938. So what is so much worse today? If somebody comes to you and proposes carbon credits, explained that is nothing but a scam, these people should be picketing recycling centers that put half the, or 3/4 of the stuff back on trucks to get dumped someplace.
Yep.
I mean, they need to know about the facts. They need to learn some earth science. And there are plenty of people who can teach them. But going out and wasting your time by blocking highways, that doesn't do anything for the environment. And it doesn't even make a statement. It makes you look stupid. Because if you had any education, you wouldn't be doing that. And there's a lot of climate science that people should know. They're not teaching it in colleges. They're teaching, well, if we had a system of carbon credits, people wouldn't pollute anymore. What? In California, where you no longer can drive anything but an electric car until the grid collapses, and you've got to rely on wind power and solar power, there are more homes are heated with natural gas in California than anywhere in the world. Anywhere in the world. What are you going to do? Shut that down? That's a fossil fuel. We got to shut that down. I mean, these people at the U.S. Open were yelling, end fossil fuels, end fossil fuels. Okay, so we do that. What are you going to go back? You want to brush your teeth. You're going to get a piece of wood and put porcupine quills in there to brush your teeth? I mean, what are these people thinking? Well, plastics has a revolution. The economy's all over the world.
They're not using their head, the brain that God gave
That's
them.
what they have no education. They listen to these billionaires.
No,
like
they've been
Tom
educated.
Steyer,
They've been educated, Tim, but in the wrong way. They have.
and propagandized.
Yes, you got it. Brainwashed.
Now we want you to go out there and tell everybody that carbon credits are the only way to go. Yeah, that's
This is the whole ESG push, Tim. This explains the wokeness in Bud Light, in what Disney's doing, that they don't care as much about profits. They need to get their ESG scores up. It's a sham. This is going to crush medium to small businesses. I'm sorry, your ESG score is a little bit too low there, Tim. You got to bump the ESG up.
I bet it's really low.
That's why people want to buy from you, Tim. Your ESG is low.
I'm going to keep that as low as I possibly can. People need to get educated before they destroy this country. And that's all they're doing is destroying it piece by piece. And we have a great example in the White House of how to destroy the country. It's pathetic, and people can't wake up to this. They're watching it every day.
Let's add another buffalo to my stack. One of those.
Only one? Oh, gosh. Are you using those guardhouse things, or do you have a real tube?
I have a real tube. And since it's 24 karat gold, I have them in coin capsules, unlike my American Gold Eagles.
Let me see how nice this one is. Wow. Only has one or two deep scratches. That's perfect for you.
Buffalo bars. Very nice, Tim.
Yes, I ordered those for somebody specifically.
Oh, really?
But they said they wanted the box sealed up.
You're joking.
Yeah, I'm joking. But,